That's when I knew. I was like, damn, this shit works. I've only been in TJ's program for maybe 2.5 months. And I've already been able to help 4 or 5 businesses. I've made my fair share of money off of it too. Like I've made probably 6 or 7 grand
Wow.
in 45 to 60 days.
That's incredible,
And
dude.
like I said, I was making 1,000 before that. How I have those skills, these skills are so valuable, so valuable.
Hey, so what you're about to watch is a quick interview with my client Aiden. He is a college intern. He's about to be going off to London to go ahead and study abroad. However, in the last 3 months of being able to work together, towards the tail end of us being able to spend some time together, he's been able to make $6,000 to $7,000 in sales with the strategies and the program that I've been able to take him through. So I would like for you to sit back, enjoy this entire interview, to really listen to the entire experience that he has had being able to join the Gifted. But to kick things off, man, I want you to walk me through like what your experience has been, joining the Gifted, working with me, and like how has the last, 3 to 4 months been like working together?
I've honestly really enjoyed it. I think I joined in mid-May, mid to late May. And now it's the beginning of August, which is crazy. But I had a great experience, especially those the first month I was hopping on calls with TJ. It felt like 2, 3 times a week, just getting stuff hashed out. I had a business background in the past. I had my business kind of up and running at that point, but my client load was kind of all over the place. I was kind of doing video editing, web development, basically whatever came my way just to kind of bring in some cash flow. And I was only sitting at probably about $1,000 a month if it was a good month. As a student athlete and somebody that was a business owner, I kind of like felt stressed, scattered, and just like stuck. Like 1,000 a month for a college student isn't bad, but I was really looking for that push in skills to kind of have a clear system for what my business could look like long term, like set up something long term.
Hmm.
So I kind of had tried before, some like outreach ads. Felt like they should work, but there really wasn't a whole lot of structure behind them.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
so results were inconsistent. And then, being able to hopped on a call with TJ. I was interested in his ad that he had produced. Hopped on a call with TJ, and I kind of was like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I've been stuck, but for like 10 months at that point, I
Yeah.
kind of was
I
just
guess like if we were to like strip it back too, right? Like what's that context behind like your story? Like why'd you even get started into entrepreneurship? And then
yeah.
like, how long were you doing it before we even like linked up? You know what I mean?
Yeah. For framework, I'm 20 years old right now, so I'm going to be a junior in college. I'm a college
Beast.
student. Yeah, I'm about to go study abroad for a year in England. Played college basketball for the last 2 years, so I always was interested in entrepreneurship, especially growing up, especially on the creative side of things, the media, the marketing side of things. I grew up. I had a wiffle ball channel with my buddies when I was like 14, 15. I got closer to the end of high school, and I was very interested in video editing, and what I thought was marketing at the time was video editing. Funny enough, but through the video editing and me just putting myself out there, I landed an internship or two with some startups, just doing some video stuff. But I kind of wanted to build something of my own. Uh, didn't really have any sort of framework. I kind of just threw myself into the fire last August, about a year ago today, I think.
Wow.
Um, I had kind of got started, and I just did some website stuff, some video editing stuff, really anything social media
Yeah.
online related.
What was
But
your I guess perspective on the space beforehand? Because obviously, like, you got to started a little bit younger than me. And it was like a completely different, landscape. So I was curious to see like what your entry point to like the online making money space perspective was like at that point in time.
yeah, I mean, at that point in time, it was, everybody's a scroller to some extent, Instagram Reels, TikTok, whatever. I see
Hmm.
a bunch of people just making money online, and even just developing it as a side hustle is kind of what I figured at the beginning. Make some extra money as a college student, be
Hmm.
able to, go have fun and do these different things while I'm in college. It all started with, oh, I could cold call and do, websites and stuff like that.
Did
But
it start with like a course, like, or did you just watch YouTube, or like what was
um
the initial
yeah,
plan?
I really just watched YouTube and watched a bunch of short form. I never invested in a course. I had thought about it. I've, obviously since I'm was interested in the space, I've been reached out. I've seen all of those things. A lot of it was very, kind of like it was a turn off to me because a lot of it was like digital drop shipping, learn SMMA,
Hmm.
all of this stuff, not like really kind of honing in on skills. It was kind of like weaseling your way around it. I didn't want to like make some weasel business where I, kind of didn't really help people. Like my goal was like, okay, if I can develop a skill or two that another business lacks, and I always wanted to do business to business. I was never a clothing brand guy. Like, no, like,
Yeah,
so like I just really wanted to develop, 1 to 2 skills in the space, whether that was web design or video editing, which I thought was awesome at the point.
yeah.
But like, I didn't know CRMs, I didn't know paid ad, I didn't know any of that stuff.
Right. So like obviously there is like a lot of skepticism because this is what I'm assuming like nowadays where it's just like, you hear about it. Cause like for me, dude, like SMMA was like hot shit. Like it was new.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know anything about it. I was like, Ty Lopez was the first guy. This was back in 2019, bro. So like imagine it's almost 6 years ago. So it's completely different like 5 years later, you know what I mean? Where the
Yeah.
market's a lot more educated because I'm sure like I don't know about for you, but like for me, I felt like I didn't even know if it was real. Like, did you believe that it was real already? Or like what was your perspective at that point? You know what I mean?
I, at that point, like kind of when I was starting up, I knew it was real because I already had some connections to an extent in different spaces in
Uh-huh.
online money. A lot of buddies in the info space, which I could get into later, but like, so I knew it did work. So at that point, it was what can I learn? Like, and I'm 18, 19 years old at this point. So like, what can I learn and how can over the next 4 years, like obviously going to school, making my parents happy with that,
Yeah, yeah,
honing
yeah.
in on skills there, playing basketball, experiencing life. I've been blessed to have that. But like, what other skills can I learn so I don't have to go down the path of graduate college, get an internship, work a $50,000 a year job,
Yeah.
have
The
to sit in
traditional
all
route. Because
the
like, bro, it
traditional.
seems like you already had like when we first met, you already were like I know that I want to be an entrepreneur, but school is also like another big thing in my life currently. I think it's more due towards like, your parents or like, the people around you. It wasn't necessarily you, but like you wanted to find a way to kind of
I was like,
really figure it out.
yeah, I mean, for like I was already 2 years in when I found TJ, and I went to school to play college basketball, along with studying as well. Like I'm not a bad student per se, 3.9 GPA. I'm not gonna be one of those guys where it's like I had a 2.0 GPA, everything like
You're
else.
smart.
Yeah, like, but to an extent, at the same time, I'm smart enough to realize I'm kind of going down this rabbit hole. It's about to be time where I need an internship this summer, and then a better internship the next summer, and that'll lead me to some entry level job where then I'll have to work my way up over the next 10 to 20 years because that's what everybody does. And
Hmm.
I didn't want that because I'm more of a creative. I don't like sitting in one space all the time. Like I like being able to be on the move, do things here, do things there, and kind of not have to play by
The
the corporate
rules.
rules. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of do my own thing. And, that's kind of why I've always been so interested in the space, kind of
Hmm.
built up enough capital to be, I was kind of looking at the time that TJ's ad showed up, was already kind of looking for something, that extra like push, like that extra, the training real wheels are coming off and somebody's giving me a shove. Like that's what I was kind of looking for at that point. But the space is very saturated with 5 to 10K, like people, everybody's promising that you'll make 10 to 20K in like a month or two, which I know isn't the truth. What I liked when I got on the call with TJ is he constant and in calls after that, he constantly gives the same analogy, which I love because now I give it with the people that I work with, was the gym analogy. It's like, hey, he's like, Aiden, you're an athlete. You play basketball, you lift, you go to the weight room. If you just, there's a framework. If you're working with a fitness coach, he's telling you everything to do. He's giving you all the steps. He's giving you everything you need. But if you're not going in and you're not putting in that work, no results are going to come. So being able to go through the process and just work hard, like take everything that in and be a sponge, but also be able to put in those inputs, the outputs, even though they took a little bit, they finally started to, hit the ground running, which I love.
Hmm. Yeah, so I guess talk more about like that whole like fundamental principle because that is the truth where I, I wanted to start this or at least tell people that I work with like it's about honing the skills, it's about developing the skills. I guess how did you really take that to heart? Because that it sounds like the biggest key differentiator for you to kind of block out like what was already out on the marketplace or what you've been hearing or seeing and everything else like that.
Yeah. So pretty much like I blocked a lot of that stuff out. It was like everybody approached me with, if you join XYZ, you will get this. They didn't use the word guarantee, but in the framework of speech, guarantee was ensued. TJ, it honestly wasn't like that. It was, hey, can we build a skill that can leverage you, propel you to this? And it will happen if you show up. And I've always been a guy where things haven't came easy to me. I wasn't always the best basketball player, I wasn't always the best student,
Hmm.
but I constantly showed up every day. And even if it wasn't the best, I just gave 100%. And things
Yeah.
tend to work out when you constantly show up and kind of work your ass off every single day. So
Yeah.
being able to hear that kind of was like hit a bell in my mind where it was like, okay, this is something that's probably worthwhile for me.
Yeah. I love that, dude, because like that's how this shit actually works. And now that you've been through it, right? Like what were the most valuable skills, getting the reps, going through the process? Like what did you take away? What was the one skill that you learned that you feel like you're going to carry on with for the rest of your life? Or like what are some principles or lessons that, I've taught you or that you've absorbed from, our interactions that for a fact you'll carry this on throughout your business career?
Yeah, I mean the all the technical stuff goes a long way. Like it really does. Learning the ads, learning the sales, learning the outreach, all of that stuff, it goes a very long way. And I'm one to say, ads changed my life. Ads can change your life if you just learn it. That's something everybody needs.
Oh yeah.
Um, but what really goes a long way is learning that work ethic, seeing other people go through things. I didn't join and just think it was all going to work out in a day. But constantly,
Magical.
yeah, showing up, constantly going through the modules, constantly trying. I ripped like 4 or 5 ads before I gained any real traction. Like I gained a bunch of followers, I gained a bunch of qualified leads, but I had no real results. But then I was like, how can I speed up this process instead of finally convincing somebody off of my ad to work with me? I kind of took initiative a little bit and I went to local businesses around me and I went to my network that I had. I'm lucky enough to have a business net, like a small business network of people in my local area, and said, hey, let me do free work here. Hey, let me do cheap work there. And then I gained results. I gained stuff that I could show for. I built out a funnel that has my ads and has testimonials and has my results. And I built out a bunch of content on my page giving out value where then, it hit the end of June and people are starting to ask, oh, who did that for you? Who did that for that? And I run an ad showing I did this, showing I did that. And they're like, oh, that's the guy that made that. And it all sounds stupid, but then somebody hops on a call and I'm not cold pitching them anymore. They already know what I do, they know how I do it, and they know what results I provided.
Hmm.
And that was only in a month and a half after getting on the gifted. So And I'm not talking low ticket $200, $300 deals. I'm talking thousand, $1,500 deals, which I'm still looking to scale
Mhm.
up higher because it's worth more than that. But like that's money that I was only seeing in 1 month after working my butt off video editing with three or four or five clients at like $100 to $200 a month each, putting in
Yeah.
a lot of work, putting in a lot of hours with that. But like I realized I could go into somebody's business and leverage what I know to scale them, so they're willing to pay me, a pretty penny for that.
Yeah. So let's talk about the process of you like learning the skill set of marketing. Obviously, like you tried it on yourself, you had a little bit of a struggle, and you obviously just went out, took initiative, and just got reps in, right? Like, what was that aha moment for you, or like, what was that experience like when you had a client and then you actually were able to like deliver results and you had that like, damn, like this shit fucking works moment.
Yeah.
Like, so like, tell me about that.
Yeah, so my buddy from high school, fresh out of high school, like I graduated in 2023. He went right in the business. He was barbering all of high school, cutting all of our hair. Now he
Hmm.
has like a large barber shop in our area. So his name's Dylan. I'm like, hey, Dylan, we meet up. I'm like, hey, like he does great on the organic side, like awesome. He'll put out stuff every single day, haircuts, giveaways, things of that sort. But it's never touched into the paid ad space. I said, take a shot with me. I'll walk you through it. We'll keep it real cheap. He was like, yeah, yeah. Go through my optimize his profile, get to scripting his ad. He's only 5 minutes away from me, so I go in and shoot the ad because I have a nice camera and I want to make it, easier for him to work with me and be like, yeah. So I go and we shoot it, get it edited, we launch it. He launches it at $300 a month. I mean, $300 for the first month, ten
Hmm.
dollars a day, which isn't a ton, but it's enough.
Hmm.
He gained 850 local followers in 2 weeks at 10 cents per profile visit and 47 cents per follow, all
Wow.
in our local area, all within 15 miles, which are all qualified leads. And he's been telling me guys have been coming in the shop saying, oh, I saw the ad. The
Wow.
ad's at, 60K views. It was quality. It called out the specific area. It called out the people's pain points, went through that whole process. And, he's probably turned that $300. Don't know the exact number, but he's probably turned it into at least 700 or 800 from what I've been told from him. I haven't
Wow.
talked to him recently.
Yeah.
Um, it's a bit harder to track that because you got walk-ins, stuff like that. But that's when I knew. I was like,
Damn.
damn, this shit works.
Go. I love that, bro. It's like the Matrix just broke, type shit.
And it was an aha moment for him too, as a local business owner. Like I never tried ads. I owned this business for 2.5 years and I was doing great. I'm at 15K months, I'm at 20K months, but this is untapped.
Yes.
And he's like, now if I merge my organic with this paid, I know there's an ad that already works. If I'm ever lacking business, I literally just rip the ad.
Yeah.
All it takes is, mind you, he charges $50 a cut, 50 or $60 a cut. He
Hmm.
paid $300. He has other barbers in there too. If
Yeah.
only he booked 6 cuts off of that ad out of the 850 qualified leads, which a lot more will.
100%.
He covers all of his ad spend back.
Yeah. And then they become recurring clients.
And then
Like,
they keep showing up and they show up monthly or they show up bi-monthly. So it's like, and that's something where you can't even track it as easy as if it was another local business where I just onboarded a mobile detailer. We're getting their ad out next week. A sports chiropractor where they do high ticket stuff where one client will 3 times back their ad spend. I worked with an online fitness coach that I know personally as well, trying to get my feet wet. We only ripped $50 worth of ads. He sold $750 worth of his system. Like that's a 12 times ROAS, return on ad
yes.
spend. It's nuts. And that's only with a small sample size. It's going to be so untapped when I get into a space with the mid to large size business
Yeah. Yeah.
where they can spend $1,000 on ads and turn it into 15K or turn it into 10K every
Yeah.
month. That's when you're making the real difference. But like I said, I've only been in TJ's program for maybe 2.5 months. And I've already been able to help 4 or 5 businesses, and I've made my fair share of money off of it too. Like I've made probably 6 or 7 grand
Wow.
in 45 to 60 days.
That's incredible,
And
dude.
like I said, I was making 1,000 before that. And
Yeah.
I still don't believe I'm selling it at the point that I can sell it at.
Yeah.
But now I have those skills. Like TJ doesn't even know this, but I'm already about to implement this skills and go into business with another person in the info space. And we're going to go and scale in the info space
Mm.
with the methods that I've learned within advertising, within content, within storytelling,
Wow.
and be able to merge that with other things. These skills are so valuable, so valuable.
I love that, bro. Yeah, and I love how much conviction and confidence you have, bro, because like now that you've done it like 4 or 5, 6 times, it's like now you have irrefutable evidence that like that you're getting good and you're like this is just a warm-up phase. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's cool that we closed those deals and yeah, you made an ROI, but like I think what's more exciting is just seeing where your trajectory, bro. Like I feel like this is just the moment where you're strapping onto the rocket and you're about to like 10x boom. And like I wouldn't be surprised when we have another call and you're at 100K a month and you're just like printing. You know what I mean? Like I know
Yeah,
that for a
that
fact.
that
And
would
bro,
be
like
yeah, that would be
I guess
insane.
like tell yeah, like tell more about the story, bro. Like where are you going like next? What's happening? Like, kind of give us like more context for everything that's going on.
Right. So the business that I implemented with TJ was Mellow Media. That's the business that I grown. My name's Ada Melagrana. That's kind of the correlation with the name. Um,
Absolutely.
kind of started to, like I said, that was all that stuff that I just did was within that business model. Um, and I'm still looking to grow that. In about 3 weeks, I'm about to travel to London, England for 9 months and study abroad and build my business abroad and build my personal brand abroad as well.
Hmm.
So I'm really looking over the next 9 months to make this insane change in my life where these next 9 months can dictate the next 40 years of my life to be able to live the life that I've always kind of dreamed of, which
Chills,
is
bro.
awesome.
Wow.
Like I've been able to also document this journey on my personal brand and grow from 1,500 followers to closing in on 3,000 in just 2.5 weeks.
Stud,
Um,
bro.
also, so it's just kind of been a great experience. And like I said before, I'm looking to tap into the info. So, like the coaches and the consultants with their mentorships. I have a buddy that has a large Amazon FBA mentorship that I've helped scale. And now he wants to go into business together with me and go in and help scale other people's mentorships
Hmm.
with his knowledge on YouTube systems, my knowledge on the Instagram side of things with ads and storytelling and personal branding to
Yes.
just absolutely crush their mentorships as well. So I'm looking to grow. Like this seems like a lot. I seem
You can do
insane.
it.
I look insane, but I feel like I
I
can
believe
do
you,
it.
bro.
Like I know I'm gonna hit 10K followers on my personal brand by 2026. I
Fuck
want
yeah.
to hit a 10K month with Mellow Media. It's going to be called Ace Consulting. Ace Consulting could be scaled to 10, 20K a month by 2026. Like I'm putting in these inputs and these outputs are going to come. I know it because I'm working my ass off every single day.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. I think I just love it, bro. Like I see that it's like you took again that gym analogy. It's like I could give you Arnold Schwarzenegger's fucking, entire workout plan. It could be the best fucking workout plan on the planet, like planet Earth. But you're the one that took the plan, took the roadmap and extrapolated it and, ran with it. I think that's honestly the kudos to you to actually be able to leverage the success because I always like to say this is like you had the will to win. You had a desire to want to be more. You had the confidence in yourself that you can make this work. And 80% of success is psychological. Wouldn't you agree?
100%.
So when you just had that small like 20%, the technical capabilities, bro, like look how fast like you were able to change things. You know what I mean?
I don't even know everything. That's the scary part of it. Is like I've only really developed real knowledge within Instagram ads. I'm learning meta ads, Facebook ads as we speak. I'm learning VSL funnels. I'm learning all of these things that I can build out. So now I have three or four skills that I can package into not $1,000 offer, into a $10,000 offer. Because then
Hell yeah.
you close one person a month and you're living
What deal,
great.
bro?
You know, what's stopping me at that point? So it's,
I love that.
I'm nowhere near where I want to be yet. And I don't
Yes.
have the skills yet, but I'm working for towards it every single day. And like if I look at myself 3 months ago and I look at myself with the knowledge that I have now and the momentum that I have going forward,
Yeah.
it's nuts. It's insane because I was just some kid that like loved business, wanted to build one, but like really had no real idea on how to build a stable one into somebody now that first off, this is nuts, hasn't even scaled his first business, but wants to start a second one because he just sees the value and potential in it. Like I have the confidence to do that just because of the things that I've learned, and if it fails, I have these skills, but I don't think it's gonna fail. It's
Yeah,
not.
it's about who you're becoming, bro. Like again, you never focused on who you were in the moment because again, there's a thousand reasons why like shit could go wrong. But if you focus on that future, who you're becoming, the day-to-day inputs, bro, it's like inevitable. That's what like. Success is inevitable, but that's because where your focus went. You know what I mean?
I have put my face on social media every single day for the last 2 months, a year ago, 6 months ago, 2 years ago. If I went out there and I put my face on social media every single day and just one person mentioned something that could have rubbed me the wrong way, I would have stopped it. I would have taken it down. I would like because I was just so worried about what other people thought.
Hmm.
I don't care
Yeah.
anymore. And part of that's just me growing up. I was a kid.
Hmm.
I'm still kind of a kid, like I'll make the joke, like random jokes, the brain rot joke, whatever. But like I don't care anymore because I'm out here trying to build something that really just changes my life.
Yep.
And, that's the goal. I saw TJ was able to do that for himself. The one thing I loved about TJ went from ground zero up. That's how I felt I was at. I didn't, my parents are both teachers. They're not in the business realm. My whole family is all educators. Everybody works, in education and they're all super smart, but I've never had anybody that can leverage their skill and turn it into a business. I've not seen that. I don't have business connections.
Yeah.
Everything I have is a network that I built by being me. So,
Brick by
growing it
brick.
from ground zero up to here, seeing somebody else like TJ be able to do that obviously just made me want to hop in even more. I wasn't 100% sold on TJ even at the end of the call. I was kind of like, damn, I just gave him 1,000. Like, I just gave him thousands of dollars. Like what? And then, but like he made honestly, what sold me was his entire sales process. I was like, damn, if I can have a skill and learn how to sell like TJ, I'm not gonna have any issue. I'm learning from him. He just got me on it. I kept on saying that to him on calls, group calls. He was like, yeah, this works. And I was like, I know it worked on me.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. He's teaching you what you are going to go implement into your
Yep.
business and go implement into somebody else's.
Yeah, we're not theory teachers, bro. Like I literally teach you exactly what I do on a daily basis. And like I know the confidence that I have and I see it in like I'm starting to see it in you. Like it's developing that like I can fucking print. Like, dude, throw me in the fucking desert with a fucking laptop and a Wi-Fi connection, like you'll figure it out. Like
No,
I'm starting to see that in you, bro. And I'm like, I love that. That's such an honor for me to like see that like side of you come out or like be able to help you pull that out. You know what I mean?
bro,
I
I
think
have a
that's the
business model built right here on this notebook. I don't know if you can see it. It just says print. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Like I've developed
Love
it
that.
too, bro. I was a kid that thought I could never do anything right, like growing up. Basketball, school, everything, relationships. It's bigger than that. If you build the confidence in one thing, it can spread to all the other aspects of your life, which is just
Yeah.
so special.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I'm so happy. It's like we got to plant a seed together. We've been watering it and now it's starting to sprout. But like, dude, like I think the one thing that is so beautiful is that you're gonna be able to go on and impact so many people's lives. And then on top of that, the people that you impact will impact more people's lives. And for me, dude,
It's
that's
it's a
everything,
domino
bro.
effect. It's a
You can't even,
domino.
I can't put a number on that. The amount of fulfillment that I see just having like your confidence and your ability to like grow. I just am so happy to get to witness this now because I know that 5 years from now, 10 years from now, when we have another conversation or, I see how far you go, I'm gonna just be so happy for you because it's like, wow, like I knew that he had the opportunity and just like with the right guidance or the right, process, like it's starting to figure itself out. And I have full faith in you, bro. I know that the best way to create like the best way to know the future is to create it, right? Obviously we don't know, but I know for a fact you're gonna like figure it out and you're gonna create whatever it is that you have in your head. You know what I mean?
100%.
um and I know for a fact you will be successful. And I want to ask you about I guess, the more principal part, like with your identity, your daily habits, or just having a daily structure. We've talked a little bit about that. Like, how has that set you up for the future, being able to learn more faster, know where to look, like with those fundamental principles? Tell me about that.
Yeah, like I've always been a very kind of structured person, but that's just kind of I think that's being a
An
student
athlete.
athlete all my life.
Yeah.
That, but at the same time, business wise, I always was trying out different things, seeing if they worked, watching different videos, seeing if they worked. Like it started with video editing. I didn't go all the way in on video editing. Last summer, I was actually reselling clothes from the Goodwill bins on Depop. Made $1,000, $2,000 doing that. But like I was always testing out these different things to make money, but I never like went all in. And like when I made that decision with TJ to like go all in, I was scared, but I was like, I'm all in. I need to go all in. Like I every day I need to put in at least some sort of input, whether that's sending I remember a conversation with TJ. He was like, if you want to go get it, send out 100 cold DMs. I was sending out 50 cold DMs a day, 100 cold DMs a day. I was making videos in my bedroom, scheduling it out 2 weeks ahead of time. Like I was like, I want this,
Yep.
but I still want to be in the best shape that I possibly can be. I'm still working on that. I'm running,
Hmm.
I'm lifting. I still want to be the person in my family that people can always count on and go on family vacations and take people here and take people there and be there for them. And I've
Yeah.
been able to do that this summer. And I've kind of seen an identity shift for me in these last 3 months. A lot of it credited, to the program and to the business. But like personally, it's been like, I've lost a lot of people in my life that like if that was me a year ago, I'd be upset that they're out of my life.
Mm.
You ask me today, I don't give a fuck that they are gone. I
Yeah.
don't care because
Bro.
they don't do anything for me. And
Yeah.
guess what? These are the same people when I start posting on my personal brand that I haven't heard from in months saying, oh, dude, this is awesome. This is great. Dude, you were the same guy calling me a cornball when I
Yep.
started posting and calling my business a scam and
Yep.
saying it was fake.
Exactly.
So, like, that's when I'm like, okay, I know I'm starting to gain traction. I know I'm starting to gain progress
Hmm.
because like you said yesterday to me, TJ, I'm getting some hate comments on this and on that. Who cares? Who
Exactly.
cares? Nobody cares.
No haters ever doing better than you, bro. I'll always say that. I'll ride that to the grave. You know how many fucking like shitty comments I get on my ads? Diddy
Nice
this,
try,
Diddy
Diddy.
that,
Yeah,
Asian
nice try,
Diddy.
Diddy.
Like, I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm like, you're broke as shit. Like, I'm up, bro. Like, and I'm changing people's lives. I'm doing big shit out here. So I don't like, yeah, that small space. But yeah, I'm happy, bro. Your first hate comment, amazing. Like, they'll keep coming, and it's like the more you get, if you're not pissing somebody off every single day, you're not
Going
marketing hard
somewhere
enough, and
else.
you're not doing enough shit. You know what I'm saying? So. I love that, bro. So I guess foundationally speaking, I wanted to focus on that because that is the core emphasis to everything. Because tactics and strategies is 20%, but foundation wise, bro, how do you feel set up for the future in terms of just fundamental principles, fundamental philosophy, fundamental view on business, fundamental day-to-day routines, skills, all those things. Like I want to capture that aspect because I think that that's the most important part that we can walk away with because
Right.
I truly believe that's what clicked for you.
Yeah, I mean, the foundation for me is get 1% better every single day. Um, Move my body. whether that's an off day, still go for a walk, still do
Yep.
core, still do something where I'm active and I feel physically, fit and in the right mindset. Like I believe that you moving your body affects here big time. Um, and then being able to do something, even if like say I don't have a client call that day or I haven't gotten any inbound leads, maybe that's creating videos, creating SOPs, creating docs, or even just writing down my thoughts and my ideas for business 2, 3 years down the line. I know I'm getting better at something, or like working on personal brand, working on sales, working on marketing where I know it will help me in the long run. And then also just being able to balance out your time, still be able to spend time with the friends that, make you feel good about yourself, being able to spend time with your families overall else, you
Mhm.
know, and, if anybody thinks that they don't have enough, you know, I saw people tell me they don't have enough time. They're like, oh, online business takes all this time. You got 24 hours in your day. I am in college going to class. I'm at practice. I'm at lift. I'm working on a business. I still have time to sleep and I still have time to maintain a 3.8 GPA. You're just not prioritizing. And
Yes.
I truly think that, and I truly believe that if you're somebody that's structured and you're somebody that wants to set that foundation, take a shot on this. Take a shot on online business. A lot of you probably already have a skill. The skill I had was just working my butt off.
Hell yeah.
You might
That's all
have a
you need,
skill
gang.
where like you might be ripped and you want to utilize your workouts, or you might, have specific knowledge in the financial industry or in investing and you want to be able to monetize that skill.
Hmm.
It's going to be a lot easier for you than it was for me, and I still made it work in 2 months. And I still had all this other stuff on my plate. So if you're on the fence, it's a no-brainer to me. Just hop in, go all in, throw yourself in the fire. It'll only work out.
I love that, dude. Um, yeah, I think that based off of ending remarks for anyone that is looking to join or very much considering hearing your journey, they're inspired by it. What is one last remaining remark that you would give to that person to help them make a decision on what to do with their life?
Take the shot. I'll give you a basketball analogy. I'm a basketball guy. You hear it all the time. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. I shot my first 10 shots even after working with TJ, and, and they didn't go in.
No, they did not.
But, we crushed 3 or 4 ads before one even was like somewhat profitable, break even.
Yep.
But keep shooting, keep putting up shots when nobody's watching. So when you throw up a shot, you post an ad, you post a video, it goes in and people will start to see it. And they're going to be like, "Hey, you're a pretty good shooter." They don't care about the 11 that didn't work. They care about the one that went in. The game winner.
Absolutely.
Take the shot. Take the chance. The skills you'll gain will make you so much more than your investment. And the cost of not joining is staying stuck, having the same amount of money, same confidence level, no growth in yourself, let alone your business. Take the chance. I'll end it with that.
Love it, Aiden. Bro, appreciate you, man. We'll wrap that up here, and I appreciate you for hopping on, brother.
Bro, of course.